Good afternoon, all my rural Xers out there. This is Eric, the rural Xer, here with you on a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, but frigid late Saturday afternoon, January 20th, 2024, overlooking Lake Chatuge and Brasstown Bald here in the great state of Georgia. As anybody would know that is familiar with Georgia, Brasstown Bald is the highest point, highest mountain in Georgia. Of course, all of your mountains in the state of Georgia are in the North Georgia area because the Appalachian mountain range extends down into the North Georgia area, and most of that is north of Atlanta, Georgia. So once you get down past Atlanta, or especially Macon, Georgia, it's pretty much flatland down there. So all of the mountains are up here in the Georgia, in God's country. But anyway, me and Teresa are on a little road trip around and ended up here at Hiawassee, Georgia, staying at a place called Lake Chatuge Lodge. It's kind of an older motel, but very nice. We have stayed here before, really enjoyed it, really liked it, and decided to come back up here. We just kind of wanted to do a weekend getaway, and wasn't nothing much going on. Weather was cold. We're not planning on having Sunday school tomorrow, so because it being so cold. Now, you may think that kind of funny for northerners because they're so used to it, but us southerners down here, southeastern states, are not used to this kind of weather, this frigid teens and 20 weather. It doesn't get above freezing, and that's the way it has been all day today. It has not gotten probably above the high 20s today, and it is cold. It is very cold standing out here. I'm standing on a third floor balcony of the motel overlooking Lake Chatuge and getting the Brasstown Bald Mountain off there in the distance, the snow-capped. We were planning on actually going up there to the top of Brasstown Bald, drove by it, but the main gate at the bottom was closed. The state park that runs it closed it off today because of it being snow on top, and didn't want to anybody to get hurt on the roads, and they probably don't maintain them, clear the roads or anything. But there was a lot of people that was parked down at the bottom at the gate and probably was doing some hiking because there are trails around that area, and one that goes up from there to the visitor center probably about halfway up or so, and then there is a trail that goes on up to the top if you want to try to do that. I don't know who in their right mind would want to, but I guess there are some people obviously that does, and so be it. But anyway, that's not for me to judge. But anyway, just getting a view of that. You can see that off there in the distance. Very, very pretty this time of year. With the blue sky there in the background. Yeah, and today we don't have any particular plans. We'll plan on just doing some odds and ends around. We may go for dinner tonight and may take you along with us. But anyway, I was going to do this intro with me in the picture, but it kept washing out with the bright sunshine out there over the water and the mountains there. So I decided just to do it this way, which is probably better because I don't get my ugly mug picture that way. So enjoy. Here's our room at Lake Chatuge Lodge. It's got a little love seat couch, king-size bed. This is the one we opted for here. And then we, of course, have a lake view. The other side just overlooks the parking lot and the main road down below. But there's the TV, a little desk, microwave there, and a little refrigerator. This time we didn't bring any drinks with us like we normally do. A lot of times we bring a cooler with some drinks, but we just came light this time, believe it or not. And here's the bathroom with a coffee pot, or coffee maker I should say, coffees and stuff, sink, Regular bathtub shower combo. Toilet over here in the alcove. But come back out here. This is the main part of the room. Very comfortable, nice and warm in here. Feels really good. But anyway, so that's the room for you. We're probably going to see what we can find to get into today. What little time we have left today. We had to do some stopping. We got a late start and went up to L&J and had breakfast there. A late breakfast, I guess would say a brunch. And then we went from there and stopped off at a place to look at some beds for my brother who is not doing too good. He is got PLS, which is a form of ALS, and is in a wheelchair. But anyway, we looked at beds for him, and then went on up to Blue Ridge and talked with him about it. And so anyway, we kind of got a late start, and it was kind of a late minute. We decided to go through Blairsville and then on up to Brasstown Ball. But of course, like I said earlier, it was closed, so we wasn't able to get up there like we were hoping to. But we're going to see what else we can get into today. So come along and join us if you will. We're now at Enrico's Italian restaurant here in Young Harris, which is just a short distance from Hiawassee, where we're staying at. We come over here for a authentic Italian meal. They are famous around here in the area for their Italian cuisine, and it has been very good. We've been over here a couple of times already in the past, ate over here, and it's always been good, but I've never done a restaurant review on it, so I figured I'd do it tonight. What better time than tonight to do it? We've already placed our orders. Teresa got her usual, which is chicken parmesan, but I ended up, I like to try something a little different every once in a while, and I felt adventurous tonight to try something different, so I opted for the crab meat stuffed jumbo shrimp over linguine pasta with a lemon cream sauce over top of it. So we'll see how it is. Our first course of the evening is, of course, garlic bread, and you can tell there is a lot of garlic on there. And this bread, I've already taken a couple of bites of one of the sticks, and it is absolutely delicious. Oh man, it is so good. Look at all that garlic on there. Look at that garlic. Delicious. And now we got a house salad. And this is their own raspberry creamy vinaigrette dressing that comes with it. And I don't know that I've ever tried it before, but it looks really good. I like raspberry vinaigrette type dressings, and it looks really delicious. So let's dig in and try it. Good salad, good dressing. And Teresa's making fun of me because I said in a previous take, here's a bite of the salad, and she lost it. And there is the crab meat stuffed jumbo shrimp over linguine pasta with lemon cream sauce over it. Looks really delicious. We'll see how that is. And here's Teresa's, of course, chicken parmesan with plenty of grated Parmesan cheese over top of it. It looks very good too. And usually that's what I get, especially if we go to some place like Provino's. But tonight I'm feeling adventurous, so I got something a little different. We'll see how it is. All right, here's what we're dealing with right here. That's the jumbo shrimp stuffed with crab meat with some linguine pasta in there. Now, I'll be up front. Linguine is not my favorite pasta. I like mostly spaghetti, and angel hair pasta is my favorite pasta. The smaller, the better. But I've already tried a bite of this, and it's really good so far. So, very good. That's very good. That's very good. Well, there's still quite a bit of pasta left, but I did eat all of the jumbo shrimp and crab meat that was there, and it was extremely good, but I was just so full. We had all that bread before, and then plus I had a salad on top of that. Teresa didn't have one, but I did, and the salad was really good. She left about, a quarter of her chicken Parmesan and about half of her spaghetti, but she said it was very good, but I think she was filled up on the bread. And it was, like I said before, it was extremely good. Well, as you can see, we've made it back to our hotel room here at Lake Chatuge Lodge, back over in Hiawassee. I didn't do an outro to the restaurant over there, but our final thoughts on it. The restaurant, as always, was very good. The food was very good. The service was excellent. I would highly recommend it. The only part of the meal that me personally wasn't real crazy about, and I don't know if there was something wrong with it or what, but the water was just, it didn't taste right. I don't know if it's just normal or what, but where we live, we have spring water, but even the city water that I've drank in places where I work at, like Canton and Woodstock and those areas, water hasn't been all that bad, but that was just awful. I have to say that. Again, I don't know what it was. I'm hoping it wasn't any kind of soap residue or cleaner or something in the glasses, but I didn't drink much of it. I just ate my meal pretty much without it. So, but anyway, the rest of the meal was extremely good, very filling. Came away from there just absolutely full to the brim. Everything was really good. That jumbo stuffed crab shrimp over linguine with lemon cream sauce over it was very good. I enjoyed that a lot. I didn't eat all of it because I was just so full. And that was the only reason, was because I was full. And same way with Teresa, she'd eat quite a bit of bread with her, so she didn't eat all of her chicken parmesan. So, but anyway, with that said, we're going to go on to bed. Tomorrow will be Sunday. It'll be another day. We're going to do some more adventures. So stick around. We'll be back with you in just a second. Good morning, all my rural Xers out there from beautiful Hiawassee, Georgia. We're waking up to a beautiful but very frigid Sunday morning, January 21st, 2024, overlooking Lake Chatuge from our balcony of Lake Chatuge Lodge. Steam coming up off the water. And something that surprised me this morning, compared to yesterday, all of the snow or whatever was up there on top of Brasstown Ball is gone now. Very surprising. Get my finger out of the way there. But there's our view. Very beautiful again today. Can't talk, but that's nothing unusual. Never can talk. But just wanted to get a little bit of footage before we went down for breakfast. We're now down at the hotel's free breakfast bar getting ready to put on our feed bag to start the day off right. We're now looking over the hotel's cozy lobby area with the warm fireplace and the views overlooking Lake Chatuge. Looking out the window over their outdoor patio with some rocking chairs and picnic tables, but it's way too cold today to enjoy those. Looks like a good place for playing board games or cards. Teresa had told me about this upper balcony that overlooks the lower lobby area down there, and I was just down there now. I didn't have any audio for that down there because I realized that I didn't have my mic on. But here's overlooking that lower sitting area down there, lower lobby sitting area, and the fireplace down there. Very beautiful up here. Yeah, very nice, very nice. We are now way east of Hiawassee, where we stayed overnight, and we're actually on our way on over to Clayton, and just taking a really beautiful morning drive over the mountain, over to Clayton, and stopped off at one of these overlooks. We was kind of looking for an overlook, but we couldn't find any. It looked like there were some pull-offs where overlooks might have been at one time, but of course there was a lot of trees that's grown up and it wasn't really much of a view, especially with the trees in the way. So we did finally find one that was really pretty, and you can kind of see it there back off behind me over my right shoulder there. But I'll get my ugly mug out of the way and let you take a look at the beautiful scene itself without me in it. All right, there it is. Such a beautiful morning, cloudless day. Still very cold, but as long as you're not out in it too awful long, it's not too bad. Just got through reading a little informational placard right here at this roadside overlook, and talking about back in the late 1800s that the logging industry was booming back then, and they were stripping trees of all these mountains and selling them for basically pennies on the dollar, and because mountaineers back then were used to living hard times and all, and would sell trees, land rights, mineral rights for nearly nothing back then, just to get by. And all these mountains and hills were essentially stripped, basically bare almost of any timber. So of course then in early 1900s, probably around 1920s, 1930s, tree growth started coming back, but it forever changed the landscape of these mountains here in North Georgia. Well, guess where we're at today? We are back over here at Lake Hartwell, and you might recognize this coming into view over here to our left. Yep, it's the other side of that bridge, the bridge that is not used anymore for car traffic or vehicle traffic. but is used as fishing piers now on both sides of it. Now we were over there at that far bridge right there, and the last time we walked out there, and I got some video footage of that, but we didn't get the one over here, so we were out just riding around and ended up over here towards the northeast corner of Georgia, or actually closer to South Carolina line. In fact, right over there is South Carolina. We may actually be in South Carolina here, I'm not really sure. But anyway, yep, we're over here on the other side of this bridge that we didn't get last time. So we're going to walk on out there and take a look. Yep, Teresa's already out here. She walked on out here to the end herself, and we're going to follow suit. But it is an absolutely gorgeous day. Now the wind is blowing a little bit, as you can probably hear off of my mic, and it's still pretty cold, but I think the temperature might be coming up, moderating a little bit. And there's the other end of that bridge that we were at last time we were here. Sorry if you're getting a little bit of roughness in the audio, but there's Lake Hartwell now, the other side of that bridge over there. Yeah, you can see some ripples on the water right now, but it's not horrible. It is a little bit windy, a little bit chilly out here. Trying to get that sun behind one of those beams so keep it out of my eyes. Every time I raise my head up, it keeps shining right in directly into my eyes. But there's the other end of it. And there's the bridge that we came across last time we were over here. Had a little bit of a hard time trying to figure out how to get over here to this area. We finally found a point that we could use as a reference in our GPS, and was finally able to get over here using that. Took us to the wrong place to start with, but we wasn't too far off. But anyway, yeah, this is very beautiful over here. We'd actually come through Clayton on the way over here and was going to stop by. Well, actually, we did run by Rainy Mountain Scout Camp, which was a scout camp that I went to years ago as a Boy Scout myself, several times over the summers, and was going to drive through there, take a little tour through it, but it was posted that it was private property and trespassers would be prosecuted. So we didn't take the chance to drive in there. I could have probably pursued it and went in and talked to someone possibly and asked them permission, but I didn't. We just drove on through. We turned around and came on back out and then drove on through Clayton and came down here. So anyway, we just thought we'd get some footage down here of this old bridge, fishing pier. They turned into a fishing pier that was an old vehicle bridge years ago over Lake Hartwell. Hope you enjoyed that. We'll try this again. Had my mic turned off again. Forgot to turn it on when I got out of the car to start this video clip. And so I'm having to start over again. But anyway, we are in a town called Westminster, South Carolina, not too far from the Georgia-South Carolina border. Right after we crossed over Lake Hartwell, we of course stopped down there at that old abandoned bridge, one with one of the sections taken out that they've turned into piers on both ends of it now. And we came on over here thinking we could find some place to eat at, and Teresa's actually trying to find us a place online nearby that we can eat at, some sort of mom and pop joint. But anyway, while she was doing that, we actually happened to be on the back side of this little building right here, which is an old abandoned car dealership. And it looks really old, and love the aesthetics of it, that roof line there on it. And anyway, happened to me on the back side, and it was painted that it was a Chevrolet dealership. And so I drove around here to the front side of it just to see it, and so thought I'd jump out here and do a quick video on it. So come along and join me, if you will. Yep, here's the front side of it. I love that terracotta roof, top roof on it. It gives it that kind of a 50s, late 50s, early 60s look. And you can tell it really hasn't been done anything with in quite a while. We'll walk over here. We won't do anything here. We'll just look around a little bit, because they've got cardboard over the windows, you can tell, on all the windows. And of course, we're not here to vandalize or steal or anything like that, just to look at it. You can tell that this probably was of course, it was the back end of it, but service area back over here. A little outbuilding back here. Here's what we were seeing from right across the street over there. Max Chevrolet Sales and Service, right there. If you can see that, I'll zoom in on it a little bit. Yeah, but you can tell that that's been there for a while. I love it. Love it. Washing, lubrication. Looks like there used to be bay doors there, and they fill them in with blocks and probably stuccoed over them to smooth them out and put doors in there, at least in that one. And then this one over here looks like it's got a I'll zoom in a little bit on it. What used to be a window, of course, they've got it boarded up with plywood now. But yeah, of course, the other side over there, it's fenced off, so you can't go around that side. But yeah, get a wide angle shot of it. Yeah, there it is already. We'll go back around to the front now. Look at that door. That is very old. It looks like at one time it had glass panes throughout it that probably got broke out over time, and they just replaced them with plywood. We're back over here at the front of it, and that's a quick look at Max, the old Max Chevrolet dealership here in Westminster, South Carolina. Well, we are now in Cornelia, Georgia. Last time I spoke to you, we were still over in Westminster, South Carolina, and we couldn't find anything over there that we really wanted. We did find one little hole-in-the-wall place, but we just wasn't too sure about it. It was only a drive-in, and so we didn't know if there was enough seating in there or anything like that. So we ended up going back towards Toccoa. Teresa couldn't find anything in Toccoa that was open that we wanted. So we ended up finally down here in downtown Cornelia, Georgia, at a place called Big Daddy's Grill and Bar. So we've already ordered. I ordered shrimp tacos, and Teresa got the salmon grilled with Jamaican jerk seasoning for it. So we'll see how good it is. Well, here's what we're dealing with. I've already taken a bite out of that first taco there, shrimp taco. But it's got slaw, some sort of a cheese sauce on top, squared across, aioli. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. And a cilantro, they call it cilantro slaw. That's part of it as well. And then, of course, the grilled shrimp at the bottom. So far, the first bite that I took was really good. And Teresa's is the grilled salmon with onion rings and the Jamaican jerk seasoning on top. That looks really good too. Sorry I didn't record my final thoughts of our opinion of the restaurant or an outro for the video the day we were there, but here it is now. Big Daddy's Restaurant and Tavern was a really good restaurant with great food and customer service. As I said in the video, I got the grilled shrimp tacos with cilantro slaw and a spicy aioli sauce, and it was very tasty. The ingredients that were added over the shrimp were very unique and unusual together, but made for some very flavorful tacos. And they were so big I could barely get 2 of them down while I was there. But don't worry, I took the other one with me, and believe me, it was definitely eaten the next day. Teresa, of course, had the Norwegian salmon with Jamaican jerk seasoning and a side of onion rings, which she thought was very good and tasty, and as I remember, she ate all of hers, so there wasn't anything for her to take home for later. Overall, the restaurant was very nice and clean, and the service was excellent and the food was delicious. I would definitely give it a 5-star experience for us, and would highly recommend it to anyone who might be in that area. If you made it this far in the video, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more similar content. With that said, God bless, and we'll see you in our next big adventure video.